So I was reading this post from Jeff Kaplan about Overwatch, and it made me realize how much better Blizzard is to responding and being open about problems with their game than the Pokemon Company. The Pokemon Company refuses to acknowledge that there's any problems ever and just creates these gray areas and refuses to put their foot down. Don't worry, as we read into this, we're going to see the similarities, or actually the differences here, as to how Blizzard runs their game, and the Pokemon Company just kind of lets hacking and cheating be a massive problem. Hi everyone! When we introduced the game browser and the new custom game features, we were excited to allow players to earn experience playing the game in a unique and different way. We also knew that there was potential for this system to be exploited, but we wanted to give everyone the benefit of the doubt before becoming overly restrictive with the system. So what happened is that this was using custom games to just farm up experience, that it launched with experience, and pretty much the idea was everyone get in a game, promise not to kill each other, and then just rack up the experience over the time of the course of the game, and then eventually you could have that happen. Now there was no AFK timer, so people were just AFK grinding experience, and Blizzard was like, while this might happen, hopefully the community isn't this bad at it. It's very disappointing to us that players abuse the system to gain experience while inactive. As some of you have noticed, Skirmish custom games no longer reward experience. Also, the AFK timer is now in place in Skirmish mode. This change is rolling out over a 24-hour period. So, they can even say that they're disappointed. That, unfortunately, if there is a way for gamers to be scumbags and go against what the developers intend, they will take that until punished. And we see this happening in Pokemon. That a majority of the Pokemon community is using hatch Pokemon and is just cheating the game because there's no restrictions, so they just decide to keep on doing it because morality gets thrown out the window. And this is the part of the post where I went, holy crap, I need to make a video about this, because Blizzard is putting their foot down, and it's amazing how much different it is compared to the Pokemon Company, and why it just feels like the Pokemon Company is an absolute failure at controlling their game and actually speaking to the community. I've seen some discussion in the community and the press on this topic, and sometimes it gets talked about as if this is a gray area. Is this wrong, or is this okay? Well, let me take a gray area and make it starkly black and white for you. Abusing and exploiting the custom game or any other game mode to earn experience in Overwatch while inactive is not okay. The reason why I want to be absolutely clear about this is because we are going to start taking disciplinary action against people who partake in these activities. If you create a custom game that in any way encourages player to gain experience while inactive, you risk having your account banned. If you join any game mode, including custom games, with the intent of gaining experience while being inactive, you risk having your account game. Also, do not name your custom game any way that implies gaining experience while inactive. Even if that's a joke, you are at risk of getting banned. Why can't the Pokemon Company do this? They take the gray area because somehow, even though it says in the rules several times, no modified or illegal Pokemon whatsoever, they still justify it by saying, oh, well, it only matters what you do in battle, therefore it's okay to cheat the game even though it's against the rules. Like, you'll see some of the craziest mental gymnastics and just overall blatant disregard for the rules to justify cheating, and the Pokemon Company refuses to make statements about it. That you don't see the Pokemon Company coming out and being like, we will ban you for using hatch Pokemon. PK Hex, done. All of these other methods, done. And the thing is, I don't even know what it is anymore with the Pokemon Company. In the early days, I could understand, like back in the 4th generation, if you sent the Pokemon Company a sport ticket, they say, we're not at liberty to discuss like anything about Pokemon legality. But now, in the 7th generation, with a majority of the competitive community cheating, we know that how to cheat. We know what all of the cheating programs are called. We know all of the methods. We know all of that. So the Pokemon Company isn't shielding us from getting all this explicit information about working around the hack check. That this has been known since the 6th generation. That this has been a problem for years now. But instead, the Pokemon Company is like shielding the hackers. Recently, a Pokemon Company employee implied it is okay to cheat as long as it gets past the hack check. Well, all of the programs like PK Hex are now easily able to get behind the hack check. They have their own built-in hack check, which was data mined off of the actual Pokemon hack check because people are bringing homebrewed systems into the events and not getting caught for it. So there is many different failures at this point because the game developers, Game Freak, they're not doing anything to update their hack check. They're not doing anything to stop this hacking, and they're also not trying to shut it down at all in any way. Blizzard, they have been filing lawsuits against bots. They have been filing lawsuits against things that exploit their game in illegal ways. And they also will ban accounts. Like months ago with the massive aimbotting ban in Overwatch, people actually got upset that they aimbotted. They broke the rules. Like, there is no denying, like, there's no playing dumb when it comes, oh, I didn't know an aimbot was banned or anything like that, and get their $40 account lost and all the time that they put into it and all the money that they spent on loot boxes. It gets revoked, and people got upset about this even though they were knowingly breaking the rules. But the difference between the Pokemon Company and Blizzard is that Blizzard, they don't care. They don't care if you lose your $40 because you are breaking the rules. The Pokemon Company seems to want to protect hackers because a majority of the competitive scene is hackers. So if they go out and try to break down all these players, well, then they're going to lose a lot of their competitive scene and they're going to piss a lot of people off. Blizzard, as you can see from all of these posts right here, they don't care about pissing people off. I mean, look at this. Blizzard, really, again, ban wave? What's your problem, Blizzard? Just leave us alone. We aren't even destroying the server. Now my brother is going to kill me because he got his brother's account banned and all these other bans coming in here. They've been talking about, oh, we should file a lawsuit against Blizzard because they're making us lose our $40 that we paid for. Once you break the terms of service, once you break the rules, you do not have any rights to that game. That's why it's a terms of service. The game is a service that you do not 100% own because it is still the property of the game developers. And if you break the rules, you lose it. And it just blows my mind that the Pokemon Company is allowing people to do this. But it seems like, and I've been saying this a lot of times, it seems like that they know that they can't say hacking's okay because then Nintendo jumps down their throat for piracy and all of this illegal game modification that they don't like. But then the Pokemon Company just doesn't say anything. And that's why it blew my mind that we have Blizzard saying the unpopular opinion. They're like, you will be banned. We are disappointed in all of you for doing this. You guys are scumbags, but now we have to restrict the game for everyone else because you guys wanted to go and do what we didn't want to do. Blizzard will put their foot down, and I can respect that, but I cannot respect the Pokemon Company anymore because of how they are just allowing the cheating, and it's just absolutely insane. Like, since Blizzard is suing all of these bots, why is the Pokemon Company not going after any of these people selling illegal Pokemon? I've been getting more and more tweets. I've seen it in my own Facebook. My Facebook is getting sponsored posts that somehow they're allowed to cheat the game and they're selling it as a service, which is like double illegal. That I'm seeing like, oh yeah, pay $1 per hacked Pokemon or whatever on my Facebook post, and these are ads. It's not like you have to go and hunt down some kind of Chinese website that's producing aimbots under like a ton of different proxies and stuff. No, this is a sponsored post on Facebook. They are paying money to receive money while breaking the game and breaking the terms of service of the Pokemon game, and Pokemon Company doesn't do anything to step in. They don't do it for all of the knockoff games that are stealing their IP, but God forbid that you want to do a Pokemon party at PAX, or else all the Nintendo lawyers will come down and sue you to not have a Pokemon-themed party because you're a fan of Pokemon. So all I've seen is that the legitimate people in Pokemon, you know, the ones that try to make a new style of art, or at least stylize Pokemon to sell on their Etsy or make a t-shirt design out of, they're the ones that end up getting pegged. But then the people that are blatantly stealing copyright from the Pokemon Company, they're just allowed to do whatever they want. And there's zero consistency behind the Pokemon Company's decisions. And it seems like the more scummy you are, the less that they actually try to stop you. Like, go onto YouTube and see all of the Pokemon episodes that are getting stolen and re-uploaded. It takes hundreds of millions of views before those channels get shut down for no reason. The second you see that, it should be gone. But the Pokemon Company just has absolutely no control, and because people get less and less punished, Pokemon Company's given up, and now there's more and more hacking, there's more and more cheating, there's more and more IP stealing, there's more and more of all this crazy stuff going on. And it's like, do they not want to make their fan base upset? Like, Blizzard doesn't care, and we've established that. And the thing is that this is a $40 game for Overwatch, and you get completely locked out of it. If you get banned for hacking in Pokemon, like, they should just say, no online accessibility. Done. On that cartridge, done. And I would even be going as far, I would be okay if they, like, bricked the console that was used as well. Not bricked, but, you know, you can't go on any online services with that console if you're caught hacking in Pokemon. That is entirely fair, especially when you look at what's going on with Overwatch. The online services are certainly not a right that you can still play the game. You paid for the console, you can still play games on your console, you can still use all of the offline features on your console. Overwatch is a lot more serious. You lose the entirety of that game. It'd be like if you get caught for hacking in Pokemon and then your DS cartridge ejects out of the DS, finds the nearest wall, and then smashes into a million pieces. you'll still be allowed to play Pokemon if you get online banned for cheating. I think that's completely fair. Also, going up to the higher tiers, that if you are a top Overwatch player and you get caught for cheating, you don't get any special treatment. In the Pokemon world, in the Pokemon Company's eyes, you get special treatment. We have Ray Rizzo, 100% absolutely hacked Pokemon. He's an analyst and a caster for the Pokemon Company now. We have all of these other players like Wolf Glick who have used hacked Pokemon, who have distributed hacked Pokemon in the past. They do not get punished at all. So the Pokemon Company has rewarded people that have broken the rules and hacked in the past, and then it seems like they're not providing any support. If I'm an honest player and I want support from the Pokemon Company, all it is you get a copy-paste response that doesn't tell you anything, and it just lets the hackers dance around their little gray area, and there are no comments from the Pokemon Company. That's what we need more than ever. Problem is, all the higher-ups in Pokemon are, I feel they're corrupted. That we've seen this with Scott Glaza, a Pokemon Company employee that is a higher up that has forced a loss upon me in an unofficial tournament. He just said, I work for Pokemon, give this guy a loss. Like, it blows my mind that the Pokemon Company is filled with people that do this. They're filled with people that don't care about hacking because they have that VGC mentality, and it goes against the actual rules of Pokemon. So I don't understand why the rules exist anymore. And you can look at Blizzard, you can look at Overwatch, and they actually refuse to let their games get broken like this. So now the Pokemon's just like one of the worst places, one of the worst games out there if you are a legitimate player with any form of morals. So let's also keep going. We are not naive to player behavior and motivation. Yeah, that's why they ban aimbots. That's why they're stopping all of these people that are breaking the rules. And the Pokemon Company, are they actually that naive? Do they not understand that there are many terrible people out there that just want to exploit and break games and ruin the experience for everyone else while being as scumbagging and like unsporting as possible? Like, we've seen unsportsmanlike play. We've seen non-stop rule breaking and just non-stop terrible behavior out of the Pokemon community, and the Pokemon Company refuses to step in. And that's like what triggered me on this post. Like, why is Overwatch? Why is Blizzard? Why is Jeff Kaplan? Like, Jeff Kaplan, he's the nice guy. He's that honest, humble little nerd that you don't want to be mean for. And he's like, yo, we are disappointed. Like, when he says it, that's what makes you feel it. And the Pokemon Company refuses to get anyone mad at them except for the people that are supporting them and actually legitimate players. Blows my mind. So now we're at the point where all parts of Pokemon are to blame. Game Freak refuses to update their hat check. They refuse to enforce the encryption and stuff. We have updates. They can patch the game, and they refuse to try to remove hatched Pokemon from the ecosystem with patches for some reason. The Pokemon Company International, they're just corrupt at this point. The support staff is refusing to be supportive in any way. The Pokemon Company is refusing to make any statements about Pokemon legality, even though everyone knows how Pokemon legality works. They keep this gray area for all the hackers to kind of sit in, and then the Pokemon community is largely to blame because it just kind of comforted and allowed all these players with that legit, legal, illegal stuff that pretty much everyone just started spouting BS and lies. And in the beginning, you know, most of the people were legit and they were kind of on the fence. And that's like, no, don't worry. You will not get caught by the Pokemon Company. The Pokemon Company refuses and started inviting all these legit players and turning them into cheaters. And then the community just kind of snowballed and became more and more toxic from there. And it's been something disgusting to watch. Like, all these spoiled brats that think that they don't have to play the game, they don't have to follow the rules because they're better than the rules. They're better than the Pokemon Company. They're better than the legit players. Therefore, they don't have to work as hard. And it's sad that there's no punishment going across for this. And if you want to be a legitimate player, you are the most disadvantaged in the Pokemon community, and Blizzard is doing the complete opposite. So I don't know. I'm going to keep making videos about this. I'm going to keep updating this until we get something from the Pokemon Company, because we see it in other games. It's not like, oh yeah, we have these massive problems. Pokemon is the worst community when it comes to cheating. Pokemon is the worst community when it comes to the company actually trying to enforce the rules of their game or do anything. That they put up cash prizes. The Pokemon Company has made legitimacy towards being, I wouldn't say like a full-on esport, but at least having a competitive scene that has prize incentive, and then they just let it to where, well, we can't do that, or we ban all the fan favorites, and we piss off a lot of people that are hacking the game, because at some point it shifted to where there's a majority of hackers in the community, and the Pokemon Company decides to cater to them instead of doing anything else about it, and it's truly sad. And then we just see in other parts of the gaming community that is not tolerated at all. So that's super depressing, and that's going to be my update for today. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.